Hello everyone, and today we'll be talking about care for dwarf Mexican crayfish. So this little guy is actually pretty cool. Um, I got him online off of eBay. The seller was pretty well considering he came alive. Um, so let's start off with water parameters. This guy's has very specific water parameters. He needs hard water with calcium in it, but that's because he needs to molt. These guys molt. So when these guys molt, after they're done molting, their shell is soft. So they're prone to being attacked by other fish and actually dying. Most of these guys do sometimes die during their molt, but mine luckily hasn't. To keep this guy safe, I usually give him little hiding places, like in between those rocks right there, in between these rocks. I even gave him this. He uses it from time to time. Oh, there he goes. He likes to climb on the Java fern. So I'd recommend a tall growing plant for them to climb up, but not too tall, where he's able to climb out of the actual tank. I'd say I wouldn't say give them soft rocks like you see here, like these river stone rocks. But you can, and it seems to work for him. He likes to pick at anything and everything except for the fish. He's actually a scaredy cat. He'll run away from the fish. So what they eat. These guys will eat almost anything they find at the bottom of the aquarium. They'll even eat a dead fish, but they won't attack a fish when it's alive. So you won't have to worry about that if you're getting one of these guys or wanting to. You of course have to have a cycled aquarium and all that. But what I feed this guy, I feed him this Hikari crab cuisine. He goes nuts on this, and I also feed him mini cichlid pellets. He likes those too, and API bottom dweller pellets. He likes everything that sinks to the bottom. It doesn't really matter. These guys will jump if they get spooked or if they just want to. Mine just started jumping for no reason at one time. So you want to have a tight fitting lid because these guys will jump out. And they do like plants. I definitely recommend plants. What I would not recommend with these guys is anything with long fins, like a beta. Not a placket, those are fine, but it's your choice with that. I have mine with a gourami, but they don't mind each other. He'll actually jump away whenever the gourami comes to pick at some of the food he has. He won't fight back. And talking about fighting back, I've seen videos of some of these guys actually being very defensive when they have food. But either that's because you don't feed it enough, or food doesn't get to the bottom enough, or it's just its personality. Cause mine, he's a scaredy cat. And I've seen videos of some that are aggressive, that are like mine, that are defensive. But his pincers won't really hurt anything. They're more just there to make himself look bigger. So mine's a guy. To tell the difference between a guy and a girl is their underside, but that's going to be hard to look at. So I wouldn't really care about it too much unless you're getting more than one. If I were keeping one of these guys, I'd put a sponge around the filter, some form of sponge like I have. He's climbing right now, the Java Friend, like I was saying. I put a sponge like that. This is my homemade sponge that I put around it. It works very well because it doesn't suck in anything, and it did lower the flow of my filter, which is a good thing. Calmer water. He will climb to the top, and sometimes he'll breach the surface, but that's fine. So I would recommend a plant that kind of curves like that right before the surface if you want to get these guys. What I do not want, I've seen these, I know the bigger ones, they tend to mess up the plants you have planted. So he doesn't mess up my plants, but that's probably because he's not one of the bigger ones. But he does, you'll see him right now. His little hands, he's picking at some stuff on the plant. He might be picking at the rhizome of the Java Fern, but that's fine. The Java Ferns are doing perfectly fine. These guys will not bother any of your fish if they're resting at the bottom. Because, well, there's no really because of that. It's just, I guess you could say personality with that too. But mine won't bother them whatsoever, which some are known for doing. That's why people caution not to keep them with betas, because they'll nip at their fins and all that, their long fins. But you could keep anything with this guy as long as they're not too big and they're not aggressive towards inverts. These guys with shrimp, I've never had them with shrimp, but I heard they do fine with shrimp. But I was kind of thinking about that when I first got this tank, and I was like, I might as well just put fish with it, because shrimp are pretty expensive. And that's about it. Thank you for listening, if anyone did. And bye, I guess. Wait till next video. I don't know what I'm doing it on.